All right, gang, tell me and be honest. Does talking about your finances make you anxious? Does it stress you out, even make you afraid? Well, what if I were to tell you that over the next 4 minutes, I'm going to give you a solution to all your financial anxiety? Hey everybody, thank you for joining me for session 3 of a 5-session series we've called What's Enough? It's a series we've put together to help you talk about the one thing that brings families, couples, individuals more anxiety, uncertainty, stress, and fear than any other topic in America. It's your finances. And so today, we're going to take a look at some biblical wisdom and some basic money management principles to help you do the one thing that could once and for all end all your financial worries. You see, I'm guessing nobody told you this, but the truth is you will never experience the financial joy, peace, and freedom that God wants for you without a plan. Here's the point of this session today. You need a plan because God created you for a purpose. Now, in chapter 12 of Genesis, God essentially says to Abraham, he says to Abraham, Abraham, I've chosen you and I'm going to bless you. I'm going to make your name great and I'm going to increase your descendants so that they will be as great as the nations. He says, I will bless you so that you might be a blessing to all the nations on earth. You see, God wanted Abraham to know that God had a purpose for Abraham. He was to bless all the nations of the earth. And like Abraham, here's what you need to know. You are likewise blessed. God's given all you have to you so that you too can be a blessing for others. You and I, our purpose is not simply to live for our own pleasure or our own gain. This is what the prodigal son thought in Luke chapter 15. When his father gave him all his inheritance before his father even died, the son went off and squandered it all. Friends, the prodigal son had it all wrong. And often we get it wrong too. No, we are blessed with all we have for a purpose, to be a blessing to others. But to do this, we need a plan. To be a blessing to others, you need a plan. Otherwise, we'll just wander and waste like that prodigal son. After spending my life trying to follow Jesus and develop healthy financial habits, here's what I've found. We have a God who said, I blessed you to be a blessing. And so that's our primary calling, to give first. Here's what's ironic. When you have a financial plan that has you giving first, all other financial concerns have this way of going away. When you give first, you give 10%, for example, to your church, or you stash away 10%, so when asked, you can be generous. Here's what happens next. Most people choose to save second. You set aside another 10%, for example, so your future is taken care of. And then you get to live on the rest. We give first, save second, and live on the rest. Do you know who taught me how to do this? The church. When I was a little boy, the church gave me one of those little cardboard offering boxes. Anyone else remember those? And I'd bring it home, set it on the table, and then I'd pull out my piggy bank. And then my parents, they would give me my allowance, usually in quarters. When I was little, it was about 10 quarters. And I'd put 1 quarter in the offering box. They taught me that you give 10% to the church. And then I put 1 quarter in my piggy bank. My parents taught me to save 10%. And then they said, look what you have left. The church taught me to give first, save second, and live on the rest. And here's what's interesting. It's never felt like something I've had to do. It's always felt like a gift. Because when you give first, you experience more joy. When you save second, you experience more peace. And when you live on the rest, you experience the freedom of not living anxious about your money 24/7. We all need a plan, because God created us for a purpose. You'll never experience the joy, peace, and freedom God wants for you until you have a plan. So here is a question for you. Do you have a financial plan? If not, what will it take? If you do, what helped you with that? And secondly, do you have a plan to give first, save second, and live on the rest?